like love her down, but she didn't expose me at home. It was almost like that was grown folks' business. You know, like in the Black community, we tend to do that.
Yeah, that's just the grown folk table. That's a little kid table. That we'll get up Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, bust our butts, work 2 or 3 jobs. And within the next 20-something years, they're saying we'll still have a negative net worth. We've got a lot of work to do. We have a lot of learning to do. And this is why today's conversation with Sequoia is so important.
65% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck.
Yes, ma'am.
So it's imperative for us to take charge and empower ourselves early. The goal of the game, and it's a little bit of poker in there too.
Okay.
I feel confident that you can beat me, meaning you either have a great asset empire right now or you don't.
Ooh.
If you do, you end the game during your turn by revealing your hand.
Are you ready to transform your future and step into the tech industry where opportunities are limitless and net worth millionaires are created every single year? It's time to level up your skills and your income with Yellowtail Tech. You see, at Yellowtail Tech, they offer cutting-edge courses designed to prepare you for high-demand roles like cloud system admins, DevOps engineers, AWS engineer, and so many more. Imagine a career as a system admin or a site reliability engineer where your expertise is not only valued, but you guys, it's rewarded. Yellowtail programs are tailored to match your learning curve, ensuring you don't just learn, but you also thrive. With a diverse student body representing over 40 nationalities, they strive for gender balance and to provide scholarships to the underrepresented communities. Because you see, at Yellowtail Tech, they believe in the power of diversity. The tech industry is booming right now, and the time to act is right now. Don't just dream about success and dream about being a net worth millionaire. Take the first step towards making it your reality. I want you to visit anthonyoneal.com/yellowtail and sign up for a free consultation today. Your journey to a prosperous future starts right here. Yellowtail Tech is empowering you to soar higher and achieve greatness. Join them and be a part of the tech revolution. Visit anthonyoneal.com/yellowtail. What's going on, family? Welcome back to the table. It's your boy AO, short for Anthony ONeal, and I'm super excited today because we're going to be discussing all things wealth building and financial freedom. Today, we've got a powerful guest joining us. Her name is Sequoia Clay. She is in the building, and she is the visionary and the founder behind this amazing card game that I found a couple of months ago called Net Worth Up. It's an exciting, fast-paced card game designed to promote financial literacy in a fun and a competitive way. You see, Sequoia's passion for financial education started back at Spelman College. We got a Spelman woman in the building where she founded the very first financial literacy club, partnering with the Community Foundation for Financial Literacy. You see, her approach to teaching budgeting and even credit and investments has made her a trailblazer, impacting her peers and high school students alike. But before we dive in with this amazing young lady, I want to highlight a few important stats about African Americans and specifically wealth in today's country. Did you know that the median net worth, what we are all worth, remember, this is your assets minus liabilities. Did you know that the average net worth for Black households in 2022 was a little over $24,000? That's nearly 1/8 of the median net worth of white households, which sits at about $188,000. So it's clear we've got a lot of work to do. We have a lot of learning to do. And this is why today's conversation with Sequoia is so important. She's turning financial education into an accessible and fun experience. And we're about to learn exactly how we can be a part of this and how we can impact the next generation to build real wealth, simply one card at a time. So if you're ready to dial in, hey, hit that subscribe button. Take out your pens and paper because we're about to have a conversation with a young queen right after this quick announcement. Hey, yo! Sequoia!
Yeah.
What's up, sis?
What's up?
Man, it's been a while.
Yes.
We've been talking about having you on the show for a minute. And Ed, I just lowered my chair. So if you need me to go back up, let me know real quick. But, you know, I like to kind of sit low when I'm talking to people. But, yo, I want to get straight into it.
Okay.
Because you're a young Black queen, graduated from Spelman.
Yes.
Right? When did money become something that you wanted to honestly talk about and really dive into?
You know, honestly, it was when I was applying to colleges.
For real?
Yes. So grew up in Georgia.
Okay.
We have the Hope Scholarship,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
Spelman is a private school.
Yes.
It was a recommendation from my dad to actually apply. Wow. And to be honest, I didn't have that exposure to the HBCU community and culture.
Okay.
I'm from a football town.
Football town?
Yes. Warner Robins.
Oh, football town.
Yes.
For sure. Mm-hmm. Okay.
So with applying, comparing like the private school, I think Hope gave 10%.
Yeah.
But then when you go UGA, any SEC schools in Georgia, you were able to get majority of your tuition.
Right.
So my mom looked at me crazy when I decided I wanted to go to Spelman.
For real?
So I had to kind of conceptualize, what does this mean? Okay. And I think at the time it was about 40, 45 grand a year.
A year.
Yeah. So that was like, I guess, my first kind of initial thought of, okay, let me figure this out. So I started just applying to scholarships.
Okay.
Small ones, big ones here and there. And then I was able to kind of get a grip on, okay, if I get these loans, I'm able to, you know, pursue this type of major.
Yeah.
And then I can pay them back at this time. Right. So I was doing that in high school, honestly. But then when I got to Spelman, once I locked in, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to do it. We're going to see what happens.
Okay.
And my freshman year, it was homecoming. Okay. So I'm broke, and I'm walking to the caf, and there's just a booth that says, we can get you $2,000. All you have to do is be a college student.
Just to be on a credit card or something like that?
No, they said $2,000. That's all I saw on the banner. They had a booth. They had a little poster that said, you can get $2,000. I said, sign me up. Like, what I need to do? And they said, just give me your just need your social security.
Yeah, yeah.
And I knew my social because I was applying to all of these things. So I'm like, oh yeah, that's easy. I didn't know what the social meant. Right. Really, in that time, I was 18, 19. So basically what they did was they filed my taxes. Yeah. So that is, I don't know if it's still eligible now, but at that time, so that was like 2011, that was a time where parents can add that when they were filing their taxes, and they can receive a $2,000 tax credit for helping, you know, with their children going to school. Yeah.
And so that whole experience sparked you wanting to learn more about the financial education space?
It sparked my frustration and not knowing. Because my mom, like, loved her down, but she didn't expose me at home. It was almost like that was grown folks' business. You know, like in the Black community, we tend to do that.
Yeah, that's just the grown folk table. That's a little kid table. Sit at a little kid table, mind your business, and the grown folk, we're gonna have a conversation.
Right. So I think, you know, unintentional, of course, that's just the culture that I was in. But what happened when I, you know, did give them my social, they did my taxes, and they gave me a small amount back. So $2,000, right? Ended up being like $400.
But they told you can get $2,000.
Yes.
And you only got $400.
No, they got the $2,000. But because they did my taxes, which I didn't have a job, so it probably took them less than 5 minutes. Yeah. But you know that happens. Like, I think a lot of 18 plus starts to get like the credit card companies, sending them information, and you really are like kind of in that. Wow. Yeah.
I'm still stuck.
Yeah.
I'm still stuck on that. Like, and you know, that's how they got me. That's not in your area, but I'm on college, my first day on college, on a college campus. And I was broke too. I think I maybe had about like $10 to my name.
No.
And they were like, yo, fill out this credit card application. We can get you $500 plus 2 free pizzas right now. We'll give you 2 Pizza Hut tickets right now. Go to Pizza Hut and get you dinner for tonight.
Predatory.
Just for applying. Mm-hmm. I got the 2 free pizzas, but I always tell people in a joking way, but in a serious way, that's the most expensive pizza I've ever paid for in my entire life.
Literally.
literally. Because it's like I got the credit card maxed that out in 13 hours because of the lack of education. And I paid interest and late fees on that credit card because I didn't understand. No one told me I had to pay it back like that. And I knew I had to pay it back, but I didn't know I was getting interest.
Yeah, we don't know that.
Interest? Like, well, you say you give me $500, put it on here and just pay it back. You didn't tell me that I had to, you know, pay it off before this certain kind of amount to avoid interest. I'm like, wait, no one told me that. And so I understand where you were on your college experience throughout your 4 years of school. What did you get your degree in?
Economics.
Economics. So you really about this life.
I did. So I did switch my major. So
wow.
Got scammed freshman year. And mind you, Spelman had nothing to do with this.
Right.
I ended up going to them and they were just like, they were unauthorized.
Wow.
So predatory.
Yeah.
So then after that, once I started to say, you know what, let me be empowered and learn for myself.
Yeah.
I was seeking out community leaders in the space.
Yeah.
Shout out to Rob Batiste. Wow. He is the head of the Community Foundation for Financial Literacy. It's now called My Right Path because that's a tongue twister.
I love it.
And I think from there, I thought, let me get into business. Like I want to actually start to understand more. So I switched my major from political science.
Political science was your first major. Yep. What did you want to do with political science? I'm curious.
I wanted to be a defense attorney.
I could tell. Yeah, I could tell. Defense attorney. Okay, cool, great. I see that. I see that.
It.
Yeah, I see.
Giving Olivia Pope.
Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead, but I'm gonna help my people. You know what I'm saying? So you went from defense attorney to economics.
Yes.
Right. When you graduated, I'm curious, what did your career space look like from there?
Yeah, so I started my career in commercial banking. So I interned and, that was the track.
Yeah.
I was also part of this Goldman Sachs program because, I was a Morehouse student too. Like, let's be clear. I'm a woman in Morehouse as well.
Yeah, I got you.
I took a lot of classes there because they have a business school.
Wow.
So I leveraged that to get a lot. And then they have a lot of opportunities, a lot of different bank, financial services companies going there. So it really helped me really get into the space. I was literally the finance person on campus. So with that role, I will say, banking in that time and space. So I was working at Wells Fargo.
Okay.
That's all I got to say. So from there,
Jesus.
From there, I was, I definitely love personal finance, but I realized I did not like the corporate finance space, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I wanted to go back to school.
Okay.
Was applying, and actually during the process of applying, I wanted to get into digital marketing, and there was someone from Home Depot applying to B-School as well. And they were like, well, there's an opportunity here at Home Depot and it's an e-commerce program. So I joined that and I stayed in e-commerce since like the last 7 years. And that's kind of been my last role as an e-commerce sales manager. So that's kind of how I got into this segment of things. And I love it. I love e-commerce.
So you have this game here called Net Worth Up. And I want to go through a couple of cards here in a little bit, just to give people a little experience of it. But when did this come into your life? When did you say, you know what, I want to start educating people to get their net worth up? Because they're saying by, 2053, African Americans will have 0 to negative net worth. Yeah. And to me, that scares me, that frightens me, that we will work hard. That we'll get up Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, bust our butts, work 2 or 3 jobs. And within the next 20-something years, they're saying we'll still have a negative net worth. And they're saying 0 or negative. But you're saying, nah, we're going to go up in net worth. When did this hit your heart? And when did you realize I need to help people get their net worth up?
Yes, and to even touch on what you're saying, 65% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck.
Yes, ma'am.
So it's imperative for us to take charge and empower ourselves early.
Yeah.
Because if you do it when you're a kid, you get exposed to those concepts, it improves your trajectory by 82%. That's very significant.
Yeah.
So for me, it started actually like 5 years ago, I would say. So in the process of partnering with the community leader, in their nonprofit, I was able to leverage their curriculum. So I taught credit, investing, budgeting to college students, high school students. So from there, I thought I can create my own. Now that I have the tools necessary, like I kind of want to put my own spin to it and maybe create a curriculum to give to schools, et cetera.
Okay.
So when I was working on that, I created the idea of net worth up because that's what you want, right?
Yeah.
And I don't know, I just didn't think anything stuck. I also tried to do a podcast before it was a cool thing to do.
Yeah. How come you didn't do the podcast?
I did 2 episodes. So I just kind of SoundClouded, you know. I was listening to Bigger Pockets. Like, I loved podcasts, like, during that time.
Bigger Pockets is a solid podcast.
Yes. And I was like, you know, I can kind of take that, but then make it black.
Right.
And when I was, like, going through the 2 episodes that I did and I'm playing it back, I know that there are people that are interested, but it's so intimidating. Finance is very intimidating. Even baby stepping it can be like, these concepts are so foreign to me.
Facts.
So a part of me felt like, maybe I need to like kind of reframe this, or even for me personally, like having imposter syndrome. How am I supposed to tell people how to make money?
Right.
And I just, you know, graduated college.
Right.
Like, I'm not a millionaire.
Right.
So I think that's another reason why I felt like maybe this is not the time. And then God placed it back into my heart after I got laid off.
Wait, you got laid off?
Yes.
When did you get laid off?
This year.
2024?
Yes.
For real?
Yep. Late January.
Whoa. Wait a minute. So what are you doing right now for income? Are you just this and you just working and just helping and serving people?
Yeah, I'll say this, but because I started so early and just learning, I was able to invest early. I have properties in Atlanta.
Come on.
And also, you know, just knowing 401k, HSA, et cetera. Like, I'm so blessed to be in the position I am. So when getting laid off, I knew that was the push that I needed because I was comfortable. Yeah.
Yo, this queen said, man, I'm straight. Because I practice what I've been preaching, I got the education in economics. I know how important it is for me to invest properly, to do the things wisely. And so when life hits you, you were prepared for life to hit you.
Now, I ain't rich.
No, I got you. But you're prepared, though.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? I think that's all that's important, right? Is that you are prepared and you know how to continue moving forward.
Yeah.
And now you're living what you're practicing and what you're preaching. And now we got net worth up.
Beautiful thing. So
now we got net worth up. So this is how many card games? How many cards are in this one?
So it's like a regular poker card deck. So 52, but I have like one card that just gives information.
Okay.
And another card, and I'll tell you about that later, but it also gives you like the point system.
So who should get this card deck? So is this for schools? Is this for couples? Is it something that I can pick up as an individual and play it by myself? Is it a family game? Like, exactly, if someone was to ask you, and I'm asking you, who is this card game for? Who's this card game for?
It was intended for originally schools. Like, I wanted to reach the kids. I wanted to reach the high schoolers that are bored in the cafeteria. Like, okay, what can we do? Because I used to play spades.
Facts.
You know, we'll play spades at the cafeteria.
Come on now, wait a minute. You play spades for real?
I do.
I mean, now, come on now. Most black sisters don't know how to play spades for real.
And it's sad. I'm trying to revive that back. So, I don't know if you've heard of the Tonk game. Yeah. So I'm from the country, so that's all we do. I have to go home with a stack of ones and be ready to play.
And be ready.
Deuces, tonk, spades, all that.
Well, I like you. I like your family. I'm serious right now. All right, so this was designed for intentionally high school and middle school kids. Intentionally,
yes. And then I feel as though upon just testing with my family and friends, doing pop-ups. So like I started with index cards.
Okay.
Let's start there. And I was, testing the game out, seeing like what worked, what didn't, and it hit me. I'm like, maybe I can incorporate tonk. And I don't know if it's, trademarked or anything like that. But once I confirmed that it wasn't, I did that. And I decided like, okay, there is a pitch competition. It was Financial Literacy Month, April, which is also my birthday.
Okay.
That alignment.
Yeah.
So I was like, let me just go to this pitch competition. It's a minute pitch.
Yeah.
Just to see like who I touch. From there, I actually won my first pitch competition.
You won it?
Yes. And that was God like, yep, you're on the right path.
Wow.
And I felt like from there, okay, now I got to really see like what my market is, because it was mainly Black women that were either entrepreneurs in business, corporate. And once I started really engaging in social media, I went and got this manufactured and started really pushing the game. Millennials are really the ones that attach to it. So I definitely want to keep that school piece because I do have some interest there, but definitely millennials. And I think it goes to say, like, we like to do things in communities in person. So we like to do game night, you know, party, drinking games, etc. You can make this a drinking game because it's such a quick game. You can play it less than a minute.
For real?
So I think for purposes of just, you know, market research and just test and learning, definitely millennials are attached to it more, I will say, but I wanted to hit families. I want this to be the game that you play when everyone gets together for Thanksgiving, Christmas. This is a, you know, just a good thing to have and have exposure to your kids.
We got time. All right, let's have a little bit of fun. I want to walk through this with this one. So, can you mix the cards or do they have to go in a certain order?
I can mix them.
Okay, wait. This is your card game. So what do we do? How do we do this thing? Because I want to have a conversation.
Okay.
With this thing right here. Look at her. She got the nails, y'all, and she's splitting them all. Look at her. She ain't playing around.
I told you I play.
And you see her nails are green because she's all about that money. Y'all see what she doing. You see what she's doing. Okay.
You know what time it is.
All right.
We'll do a little quick shuffle and then you can cut it for me.
Oh, shoot. All right. Wait, I got to make sure you ain't cheating.
Okay, you cutting it. That's why you cut it.
All right, so what do we do next?
All right, so I'm going to give you 5 cards, right?
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
All right. So when you pull your cards, you want to look at the bottom where they're points. So the points go from +4 to -4.
+4 to -4.
And there are liability cards, which are all the negative cards. And then there are positive green asset cards.
Okay.
The goal of the game, and it's a little bit of poker in there too.
Okay.
You feel confident that you can beat me, meaning you either have a great asset empire right now or you don't.
Ooh.
If you do, you end the game during your turn by revealing your hand for a chance to win. If that makes sense.
So if I got all 5 cards in my hand and it's all green, all assets, I can just lay down right now, the game is over.
Exactly.
But if I don't have all green, you don't want to do that.
You want to build that asset empire and get rid of those liabilities during your turn.
And the most points I can get is 4 per 1 card?
Yes.
And then the least points I can get is -4?
-4.
I don't know if you want.
Are you confident?
I don't know.
Go ahead and draw.
Right now. I got to
draw.
draw?
So yes, if you don't want to drop and end the game for a chance to win, then you pull.
I got to drop.
If you feel confident that you can beat me.
So let me get it straight.
Okay.
Whenever I feel as if I have a lot of assets, I drop.
Yep.
Now, if I draw right now, do I got to drop anything on the table?
So you pick 1 card up,
okay,
and then you get rid of a card.
And then what kind of card do I want to get rid of?
Well, it's your strategy. So you do want to get rid of your liabilities.
I got you. So the strategy of this game is to get more assets.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's see if you can beat me. Usually I beat
you. Ooh-wee. I'm going to put down a -2 payroll taxables.
All right. And another element, because we're trying to build our assets, right?
Facts.
The tongue piece, this top category.
Employee-related liabilities.
Think of that as a suit.
Okay.
Like a heart, diamond, spade. You feel me? So if you had 3 or more, you can drop all 3 down.
Of the employee-related liabilities?
Yes. But now remember I said you always got to keep 5 cards in your hand.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay.
So if you were to have dropped those cards, now you're left with just
2.
And you will have to build
3.
But you might get all assets.
All assets.
That's really what it is. And then the inverse, you don't show this to me unless you're going to end the game. But assets double if you have 3 or more of the same set.
This is dope. I understand now.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So if I just drop down,
you drop that, so it's my turn. I'm gonna pull.
Oh, she pulling.
And
she
there's elements of Uno in here. So I'm gonna skip you back to me because it's just us 2 playing.
Oh.
So now I gotta get rid of another card. One more time. Sorry.
No, you're skipping me 2 times.
Sorry. And then I'm going to get rid of my long-term loans.
Long-term loans.
So if you, let's say, had 2 long-term liabilities in your hand, you will pick that card up. I'll recommend if you don't feel confident.
Got you.
But pull from the deck if you don't.
I got you. So I'm going to skip you right there. But
make sure you pull first.
Oh, wait.
You don't want to get a negative, really bad liability. And then, Thinking hard. Think of the strategy now.
Skip you.
Ooh, okay.
Come back. Oh, shoot.
And a draw 1, if you have one, it's a good card for you because it's an additional turn. So
it's an additional turn for me?
Yep.
I'm going to go ahead and draw 1 right there. Oh, shoot. And I'm going to get rid of that. Hold on a minute.
See?
Oh. Hold on a minute. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Wait. Make sure you got 5 cards.
I got 5.
No. I go first, but you got me. You already
got you.
You got me.
That boy got all assets.
Now count them up. What you got?
All right, so on the card, I got 1, 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I got 12 points.
Okay.
But I love them because it's like I got intangible assets. I got a trademark. I got fixed assets. I got 2 fixed assets, a vehicle and machinery. Dope. Then I have a current assets, which is marketable securities. And these are easily tradable financial instruments. Now, let me ask you this question, because what I love about this game is you have things on here that I think some people may not know what they are.
Exactly.
So when they see marketable securities, how do they look up from this card game? Is it they got to go on Google and look it up, or do you provide some education like on your website or something about that?
That's a great question. So currently right now, how long did it take us to play?
Not even 5 minutes.
Yeah. Like maybe, let's say, if you are playing so much, it's a subliminal thing.
Yeah.
I can think of a Uno card in my head right now.
Yeah.
So it's more getting the exposure and the comfortability with the terms, and it can be used as flashcards.
That's so good.
This is a balance sheet. So financial statements, if you're a college student, you're taking accounting for the first time, this would be a perfect game to start getting exposure to it. Because
I love what it have. You have, I don't know, Ed, if you can zoom in on this one right here, but you have the name, but then below it, you have the definition of it, like what it is.
Yeah.
So this is a great way to learn, okay, and having a marketable security, which is an easy tradable financial instrument, that's a current asset. And then on this one right here, ooh, I like you, lease obligation. That's a long-term liability. When some people will call that, ooh, this is good. Like you teaching. Like you really teaching up in here. Ooh, current liability, taxables payable, unsettled tax liabilities to governmental entities, -4 points. I agree. I always tell people when if it has the word tax in it, get rid of that ASAP.
Yes.
I'll get rid of that before I do a lease liability, anything with tax in it. That is a liability you don't want.
And you want to go ahead and pay it off. So how this is set up, think of again that subliminal learning. Each set, so for example, current assets are all 4 points.
Okay.
On the balance sheet, those are going to be things that read first.
Yes.
And then we keep going down each category.
Yes.
So you'll start to understand, okay, there could be some liabilities that I have, but they're not as significant.
Yeah.
And then asset-wise, I want to make sure I get current assets. Cash is king. That's the top card of this whole game. So it helps you kind of start to framework what it means to operate as a business.
Cash is king. I'm loving this. Intangible assets, investments. I didn't have any investments in my card. That's a +2. It's a +2. Real estate is an investment. Mutual fund is an investment. And so machinery, 3 points. Wow. Because that's a fixed asset.
So it's going to be more valuable. So basically it's the tiers.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
No, I'm following you right now.
Yes.
Wait, so what's the number 2 point in the assets? Oh, this makes sense. Investments. This makes sense. Y'all listen, if you listen to this on the podcast, I'm so sorry. We're going to put her information inside of the show notes where you can walk and get these cards, because I believe that every person needs to have this card game. Here's why I'm saying this. Seeing it for the first time in person, playing it, because I didn't understand how to do this game beforehand, but now this is a Uno game.
Yeah.
This needs to replace, exactly, this needs to replace Uno. Because now I'm still getting the same points as Uno, but while I'm playing it, I'm learning more about something that can really change my life.
Absolutely.
Because like, who would have known a machinery is a fixed asset, right? Like, wait a minute. Now while you're playing this game, I'm like, wait a minute, I didn't know that was an asset. Wait a minute, a lease obligation, that's a liability? But people would think, well, because I have a rental commitment for property or equipment, like, well, that's an asset. No, but you owe debt on that asset. So it's turned into a long-term liability. Now, once you pay it off, it's an asset.
It's an asset, exactly.
But some people look at it as if it is an asset when no, there's debt on it. That's a liability.
And let's say it's a lease or lease to buy for a car. Now you got a vehicle that's a fixed asset. Yep. I'm so happy that you like it.
This is really, really, really good. Reverse order. I'm just going through the card games, y'all. Ooh, contingent liability, guarantees and warranties, assurance of products, quality, or performance. This is so good. What was yours over here in your card?
Oh yeah, let me count mine up. Cause I was about,
You was a long way away. You only had 3 assets. You only had 3.
But they triple, the points double.
The points double.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
52 cards. How many liability cards do you have?
It's about half and half. So I have, I want to say the math is skips, draw 1, reverse. There's at least, I think, 8 per.
8 per.
And then you split the rest. And it's literally similar to, like, you know how you have the poker cards where you'll have all of your different suits?
Yes.
It literally mirrors that. So I wanted to make sure that it kind of kept that feel so that, people, especially like the older generation, is their appreciation for, keeping that culture, with playing card games.
Yes.
Because that's what I grew up on.
No, this is gold. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, I like this card game even more because what it's doing is it's giving me I can play. Like, I'm counting up the points. Like, okay, cool. I can run this play. I can do this play. Oh, I'm about to get it right here. Boom, 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 boom. But while I'm also running the play, I'm also saying, shoot, a long-term loan, borrowed funds with extended repayment periods is a liability? -3 points? So I want to get rid of this card in my head, but also in the head, I'm thinking like, what long-term loans do I need to pay off right now in my own personal life? So this game is making me think about my life while also having fun with my friends.
Yeah. And then think of kids. They'll start having different conversations.
A whole different conversation. Because then now if you're playing Uno with your kids on the net worth up cards, now they want to play with their friends. Now, can you imagine your kids playing a game and they're arguing over who got the most assets or liabilities? That's a dope argument to have.
That is.
Like, I won a game, I had more assets, but I had all the liabilities. Well, don't grow up in life with liabilities.
Listen, that part. And then also what I love about this, you can talk a little smack. So you know how you won 12 points.
Right.
So I have a hierarchy.
Okay.
So depending on your bracket,
yeah,
you're either bankrupt, that's the bottom, low income,
yeah,
middle class,
yeah,
millionaire, billionaire, trillionaire.
So wait, 12 points will put me at a what on your bracket?
I think that puts you at middle class.
Middle class?
So I can talk a little smack, you know. Nothing wrong with middle class. That's
so what's the bracket for the millionaire?
So then it goes from the trillionaire, again, you double your points.
Okay.
So all the current assets are 4 points.
Yeah.
So what's that? 4 times 5, that's 20.
Yeah.
So those double to 40 points. That's the highest you can have in the game. So imagine playing with your family and you go down.
Hey man, you was doing pretty good. You only needed 1 more to get me because you had 3 4s.
Wait, did I have? I don't know if I had.
Yeah, these are yours.
These are okay.
Yeah, you had 3 4s.
I think I technically won, but I'm not.
No, you didn't win.
No, because these points double. So 4, 8, 12.
No, but
24.
I had 12 though.
4, 8, 12, double the points, 24. But I feel like I didn't have this card. I don't know. But if I did, let's just say you had all assets in your hand, right? And if I just had those 3 cards and I had maybe a reverse and a skip, I still beat you because I had current assets. It's all about the type of assets you have.
Oh, see, now you're talking. And I don't think people understand that. It's all about what kind of assets do you have? Do you have real estate? Do you have mutual funds? Do you have liquid assets? Do you have tied up assets? You know, because tied up assets, which I like how for you investments wasn't at the top because that's tied up investment. So that's not really considered an asset. Well, it's an asset, but it's not liquid.
It's not liquid, exactly. Because I have cryptocurrencies. People do, like I got some feedback from some of the people that'll come to my booth. It's like, I don't know if that should be in the 2 category, but.
What they think the 2 category for the cryptocurrencies should be what, like a 4?
No, they think that should be 1 point or not even considered. But it's, you know, it's still, it's a slow build.
It is a slow build. It is a slow build.
Yeah.
I would probably agree with 1 or 2. Like I'm not upset with the 2, but it definitely ain't no 3 or 4.
No.
Wow. What did you have a house, real estate as? Can't remember.
The real estate was 3, I believe.
You know what? Sequoia, you are all right with me.
I'm so glad you enjoyed it.
No, literally. This is why I wanted you on the show, because I wanted to learn more about what you're offering, you know, and I think that I always do this when I do this one. I think that we need this education.
No, absolutely.
And what I love about what you're doing is you're providing education in a way that makes it fun. So, you know, we can have some fun, get some drinks, get a little shot, you know, have some fun. And while we're getting the points, we're also, because to me, Uno is just about points.
It's just the game. It's just something to do.
You don't learn nothing while having fun. This is, you're getting the same points, but you're also learning something in the process.
Exactly.
And let's say if you play this game forever and you know everything on here, you can still play it like Uno, just look at the points. And it gets fun. Like, you can never get bored with this game.
And kids can play starting at 8. And I might even bump it up more because you can count, you can play the game.
Facts.
If you can see green asset good, red liability bad, that's all you need to know.
Young black sister. I'm keeping that card behind me. This is going to be mine. I'm keeping it. I'm going to play Uno with this right here. You can go back home with this one, but that deck right there staying. Young black sister. And you are on a mission to make financial education fun. What do you think is crucial specifically for the African Americans for us to get? Like, what do we need to get to really change our family's financial tree here soon?
Whew. First, we need family.
Oh my gosh.
That's a whole nother thing.
Whole nother conversation that you just started. She said, first we need family. Break that down for 1 minute, though. We got like 1 minute. What do you mean when you say family? What do you mean?
I do think that there's something to say about the civil rights movement and why it was successful, because there were families. You had the husband in the house, you had the wife in the house. Now, we both were working, but because of that, we created economic empowerment.
Wow.
And that's when our revolutionary leaders like Malcolm X and MLK, when we start doing those things,
I agree.
Yeah, they got knocked, and it's sad. So yeah, overall, I will say that it is definitely one thing to just be accessible, because playing that game, me playing with like black families, for example, going back home, playing with people, you don't know who will say, you know, I need to look more into this. Like, let me start understanding this more. And I have some card game development called Credit Up.
Okay.
That's going to start that exposure and conversations around credit too. Gotcha. So I do want to like create an ecosystem of just getting that accessibility to like, where do I start? You start here. You start just getting comfortable, having fun, you know, and then eventually it becomes, all right, now let me start thinking like maybe it's reframing my mindset on money. And I think we don't have that abundance mindset. And that has changed my life for sure is just believing that anything that God has for me is for me.
Yeah.
And I know that money is just a tool.
Wow.
This life is supposed to be lived. This is a journey that's very special.
Yeah.
And we don't get this but one time. We're all going to die.
Yeah.
But I'm going to live a long life.
Yeah.
But you got to have that mindset of, I know that I can get more because God has that for me.
No, hands down. And when you talk about family, man, I sometimes get in trouble when I say this, but I stand on what I say. And sometimes I would have said, I ain't gonna say that because I don't want to go viral for the wrong reason. But I agree with you. And I think that Black families need to stick together. I think
we're dangerous.
You know what I'm saying? When you put a Black man and a Black woman together,
oof, there's
just nothing. I don't, and there's nothing against my white brothers and sisters, my Hispanics, my Asians, but it's like when I see Asians, man, Asians are marrying Asians, and they keep their money, and it's like a lot of people say they want to close the wealth gap, and I know you say that too. I want to help close the wealth gap, and I don't know if we can close the wealth gap, but we can narrow the wealth gap, and I think if we can narrow it by one thing, Black men and women get together. We keep our
households together. Mm-hmm.
Right? And then I bring people on like you on the show who are Black. We promote this card, and we're going to put this link inside of today's show notes. And I believe, bare minimum, every family needs this deck of cards in their house. Mm-hmm. Because your 8-year-old should be playing this card. Your 15-year-old should know every term that's on this card. If you got a deck of Uno cards in your house, get rid of them and get the net worth up cards, because I want to help you make more money as a Black woman.
And I appreciate your support. I just want to say, like, even you reaching out to me, it just felt so surreal because I'm so early in this journey.
Yeah.
And I know I'm a hustler. I'm going to get it.
You going to get
it? But it just felt like, wow, like this is all aligning how it's supposed to. And that's when I know that I'm on the right track. So I just really appreciate you giving me this opportunity.
We got to, because the Black dollar, we don't circulate that dollar enough.
Yeah.
And it's like, for me, I'm intentional looking for Black people who are trying to, one, make an impact, two, make a living. And if I want to use my platform to help that person. Now, listen, if I find a white person that I believe is doing some great things, I'm going to invite that white person onto the show too. But I'm looking for Black people.
Yeah, that's fair. But it's not even about that. They know how to come together. They have community. They have family structures. They talk about this stuff early on.
Yes.
They give them real life examples of, okay, this is what this means. This is an asset. This is a liability. Yeah. Like the Asian population now, they're number one. It's not even a Black and white conversation anymore. And you said that. They value family and community.
Asians, man, they looking for their Asian brother and sister to buy something from.
Yeah. That support, that community.
And I'm like, then we get attacked because we say we want to look for Black people to buy something from. You know? But I'm like, I used to be a little nervous to say it. But nah, man. I love everybody. But I'm going to look for my community. And I'm going to help my community as much as I possibly can. And this is why I wanted you on the show. Because I think this right here, now that I've learned it with you being on the show.
That was really cool.
What? I'm sitting here like, Sequoia got something. Like, you really have something here that I think every high school and middle school needs this deck of cards.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Like, this is something that preschools, daycares, after school programs, I'm sitting here thinking like, man, because I have a deck of cards, but my deck of cards are people like you and I. If we're dating and we just ask each other conversation cards to learn each other's mindset. This is the whole game. You know what I'm saying? This is the game where I'm like, I can run the play on this one. Like, you know what I'm saying? I was like, hold on. Let me go ahead and get this person right here. Oh, you want to play? You want to play? And I even think it's a dope card game for a couple to have.
No, I agree.
Because it's like now we can learn together what assets and liabilities are. Mm-hmm. Now after this card game, this is gonna make me want to do more research. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, dang, boy, Then here's the thing that you're real good at. That this game is gonna do good. It's just gonna do so good. Y'all better sell out of her cards. I don't know how many cards she got. Y'all better go buy them. How much are they?
So they're $25 retail.
Okay. Mm-hmm. All right. $25 retail on networthup.com. That's on your shirt?
Yes.
Okay. Networthup.com. Y'all get the cards. Because here's what I think some people are going to walk away from the card game. They're going to walk away realizing I have more liabilities than I do have assets.
Yeah.
And they're going to leave the card game saying, I lost the game, but I'm not going to lose in life. Hey,
I like that.
I lost the game, but I'm not going to lose in life. I'm going to remix this. I'm going to go home. I'm giving a financial advisor. Since Sequoia don't have a show, I'm going to go listen to The Table with Anthony ONeal, Earn Your Leisure, Bigger Pockets, Ramsey Solution. I'm going to go find me some podcasts that I can learn more of this information from and grow. But I'm going to continue playing this game and continue playing with my people because I want to continue growing.
Yes. Amen.
And I think every Black family needs to have this card. Ed, keep that camera on me. Every Black family needs to have this card game. Because I'm passionate about this now. You know what I'm saying? I'm passionate about it. I'm going to still keep it with my cards on the Wealthy Conversations, because I'm real big on helping what you said earlier, like family strengthen. And I think that husband and wives or boyfriend and girlfriends, we don't really have that conversation about, hey, what is our net worth? You know, what are some of your goals financially for the future? Like, I love that conversation. I don't want to get in this space because you in it. I don't need to. This is good. This is good.
Thank you so much.
This is good. We got 5 more minutes on the show. What would you tell the people who are watching right now why financial literacy and personal finances is so important for us to get now? Respectfully asking, how old are you?
31.
31.
Yes.
Look like she's about 25, y'all.
I know. I'm not mad now. I used to be when I was younger.
31. Have any kids?
No kids.
No family.
I have a dog.
You have a dog. What kind of dog?
Her name is Cash. It's very fitting.
What Cash? She named her dog Cash. Oh, that is so interesting. What kind of dog you have?
So she's a Shih Tzu Maltese mix.
Shih Tzu?
Shih Tzu, yeah.
Is that a small dog?
Mm-hmm. She's like 6 pounds.
6 pounds?
Mm-hmm.
Man, my dog Raven will eat your dog in half. Lord Jesus. I have a German Shepherd, all black. She's about 80 pounds.
Oh,
no,
wow.
70 pounds. So as a single 31-year-old Black woman, why is really understanding personal finances so important and really starting to take control? Because to be 31 and you put yourself in a position to where you don't have to work right now, you've been able to take some time off to build your business and still live a good and healthy life. Because I see you on the gram styling and profiling, right? And we're gonna put our Instagram information on there too. So, brothers, her DMs may or may not be open, but if you slide in, you got to come right, because her dog name is Cash. She got net worth up on her shirt.
I'm going to grill you. What's your credit score?
Ah! She said, what's that score?
Let me see it.
Okay. I ain't mad at you. But why is personal finance so important? Why do we need to take control and really take our money serious right now?
It goes back to, I guess, how I started. Lifestyle inflation can be predatory. So think of that discipline that you need to work out, to go to sleep on time, to live a long, healthy life. That's what we all want, right?
Yeah.
So being intentional about knowing that you don't want to always have to live like the Joneses.
Facts.
You're going to get ads. You're going to get, hey, this Louis Vuitton bag is calling my name.
Right.
I have it in my bank account. That is not significant enough for you to ruin the compounding interest that can happen when you start thinking with an investment mindset.
Facts.
Because, like you said, that gap is going to not close because that compounding interest has already happened generation after generation.
Facts.
So for us to even start building where my mother leaves something behind for me, I leave something behind for my children, et cetera, I think you have to really take yourself out of the matrix. Because it will suck you in and you'll think, I need to live like this. I make 6 figures. I need to have this type of car. I need to have this. I drive a hoopty.
Wow.
And I kind of like that. I want to be like the secret millionaire next door.
I feel
you know?
Yeah.
Because it's like certain things that I place value on. Now, mind you, if you're like a car collector, that's different. But
that's me. I'm a car collector.
Yeah. Or if you have that passion, mind you, we have one mind, do it. But don't feel like, I don't want them thinking anything of me if I don't have this, or like, let me boss up on them by showing them how I live. Like,
Facts.
No, it's not worth it.
No, I 100% agree with you. I'm a car guy. I'm not a clothes guy.
Mm-hmm.
My team used to always laugh at me because I would wear the same shirt on the show. They'd be like, "Hey, man, you driving
That's my staple.
but you wearing the same shirts like every month." And I'm like, I don't care. So recently, I just started just getting cheap shirts from ASOS. Like, this is an ASOS sweater that
and it looks
costs
nice.
$7. You know, but I drive expensive cars. But I think that's the importance of net worth up and understanding financial literacy is that your future is determined upon you. Financial freedom is only determined by you.
Mm-hmm.
So I may spend a lot of money over here, but I don't spend a lot of money over there. And I think when you're free financially, you get to do the things that you desire to do, not the things everyone else tells you you should be doing.
Exactly.
I don't keep up with the Joneses. If that's the case, I'll have a bigger house. I'll have all this. I just don't, man. I don't. I really don't. And I just love what you're doing.
Thank you so much.
But y'all, we've come to the end of the show. And this was so fun to learn more about Net Worth Up. And so we are going to put a link to get these cards inside of today's show notes. I'm so sorry to the podcast people because while I was playing the games, you was probably wondering what was going on, which is why I was trying to be a little bit more vocal. But I'm telling y'all, man, this has been an amazing show because I believe this card game literally needs to be in everybody's home, especially if you have kids. Because I think, and I would say this, I think this game is crucial. It is a must-have if you have kids. I think it's a fun game, great to get it if it's just you and for your friends. But if you have kids, no, this is a game you have to have because it breaks it down clearly. And watch this. Can you imagine driving in your car and your kid is asking you, Mom, I had a green car, but what is a machinery? Like, now your kids are asking you questions that helps them grow, right? Rather than asking, Mama, can we turn on Beyonce? Oh, they single ladies. Now they're growing up trying to be single and independent. Now they're like, yo, Mom, I want to grow up and have more assets. Or now their friend, like, isn't that a liability? Like that is a dope conversation to be having with an 8-year-old, with a 10-year-old, with a 12-year-old. Can you imagine your kids graduating high school and they have a clear understanding of assets and liabilities? Man, listen, love what this queen is doing. We're gonna put it in there. Check her out. Instagram, website. And we'll see y'all on the next show. Peace out.